boy. Oh, that's still not quite enough. Hang on. Oh, wow. Feels like everything's a lot louder than usual today. This thing I just brought down to 33% volume. Is it just this song? Is everything else, like, quiet by comparison? Well, that's certainly a lot quieter. Yeah, maybe it was just that song. I've got an entire playlist built up now. And it's growing. I sincerely hope that I can find more good tracks to add to this. I'm looking for all the weirdest shit I can find on Super Mario World Central to add to this playlist. I've been hearing some real nutty stuff from Raukow's latest playthrough of Yump 2. I wish I could get my hands on some of that music, but I can't. I just can't find it anywhere. Maybe if I download the game, the ROM hack, and then extract the music from the game itself, maybe that'll work. Anyway, today, if you couldn't tell, we're gonna be doing a post-game stream. It's a little hard to talk over this guy. Fine, let's play something else. Oh, that's arguably even more distracting. Alright, there's no other way to get this started than with a rolling start. Am I right? Let's hear the rolling start.
Rolling start.
Yeah, everything seems normal. Very normal, beginning to a very normal stream. Sorry, what was that? Was there an entire page on turnips? Feast upon these turnip-filled games. What the fuck? And here I thought that the water games was weird. Okay. Okay, fine. I guess they are prominent in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Stardew Valley... Super Mario Odyssey? Really? So basically, Animal Crossing... farming sims... Why is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in here? Oh, Peach and Daisy. Okay. And Okami, just because. Who the fuck makes these lists? Here's games with cats. Here's games with controllers. Here's games with TVs. Here's games with crabs. Okay, that's enough of that. That's gonna drive me insane if I keep that playing the whole time. So, by the way, this is a completely different playthrough that I've started. It is very rare for a game to please me so much that I start a new file before I've even fully completed the first one that I started on. But I left it on this save file specifically so that I could show off some of the menu codes that I entered in on file 2. You'll notice in the top right corner above where it says location Bulgaria outskirts, there is a little couple of icons. The M, I believe, indicates that I have activated Ruigi mode, which means that I cannot gain experience points. I am locked to my level, and I have to buy all future levels from Eatle for berries. To compensate for that, the game does in fact drop more berries, which is nice. I exited Snakemouth Cavern with like over 100 berries after fighting everything, and the only stat that gets directly upgraded is medal points. However, to compensate for this, like your medal points only go up one at a time. So to compensate for this, every single medal only costs 1 medal point. And hey, lucky me, I found Berry Finder, like, really early in this game. Like, some really, really good stuff to start off with. First plating, that's a favorite of mine. Let's see if I can't get some mileage out of Break in this latest playthrough. But anyway, yeah, you also have to use these bought level ups to get new abilities, such as V's Secret Stash, as well as expansions to your inventory. Anyway, that's Luigi mode. Almost directly inspired by Luigi mode from one of those Paper Mario ROM hacks. I forget which one. There may be more than one. But that basically did the same thing, and that was really cool. Second icon, the little question mark, that is the mystery question mark code, which is just a metal randomizer. The only one that's not randomized, as far as I can tell, is hard mode, which you get from artists, same as usual. The rest is completely by chance. And hi there, Seedling. I didn't even see you there. Yeah, as you can see, some very interesting opportunities open up. Hey, I didn't know that was there. Oh, right, I have Bug Me Not on. Hang on a minute. Is Bug Me Not compatible with Luigi mode? So, like, I can just walk into anything, and it'll defeat it instantly. Like, battles are entirely up to me now. That is interesting. I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna test that in the new Golden Hills area. That's as far as I played. Finished Snake Mouth Cavern, did a bunch of side quests. Now it's on to the Golden Settlement. But first, gotta help a little friend in need. Renowned Professor Nearless doesn't know anything. Spill the beans about the artifact, or pay with your life. I wonder what the history is between Kabu and Neolith. They seem to be on pretty, familiar terms with each other. Oh shoot, I forgot to turn on hard mode. Oh wait, do I only fight one anyway? Oh. Well, whatever then. Important thing is to remember whether or not it's packing any defense, and it is. Well, alright then. Not the most ideal setup to be starting with. Alright, well, that calls for... Oh, jeez, that's expensive. That is way too expensive. But, you know what? Might be worth it in the long run. Here we go. Hang on a minute. Hey, hang on a minute. Why did Kabu do 3 damage there? What? Wait. I thought that defense drops couldn't go into negatives for the enemies. Was I completely wrong about that? Or was that changed in a patch? That changes a lot. I had no idea. Alright, well, we might employ that tactic in our upcoming challenge with Team Maki. In the, primary save file. Yeah, alright, let's reconsider break strategies then. Seems they're a bit more potent than I had realized. Whoa! Oh, well thankfully we got a full heal out of that last encounter, that's good. Well then, just for my own records, I am just going to... When did I fight one of these things previously? I don't remember spying on them before. There we go. Yeah, I'm worried that if I spy with the V first, then I'm gonna get an attack penalty. Oh wow, it doesn't even have any defense by default. Well, that'll probably change here in a little bit, after I turn on hard mode and check their bestiary entry. Hey, by the way, that channel, Design Doc, they just uploaded a video today all about building a bestiary. And I don't think they went into very much detail, but hey, they tried. By the way, you can get in here early if you know about it, but not much point in doing so. I like that spooky little sound effect. Dang it, Beamerang! Get him! Oh, hang on a minute. Wait, whoa. So, Bug Me Nut didn't work. Okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and knock this one out. I'll have more to say after I get this all wrapped up. I'm just looking for the little quest item. So, am I imagining things, or did the game get, like, a lot louder than where I last left it? Like, I thought I was pretty specific about toning it down a little bit, but, maybe that changed? What is this? Why do I still have these settings? Well, alright then. That's not gonna help anyone in any regard. Oh, by the way, I heard that there were frame rate settings in the settings menu. Well, maybe that's what the empty space down at the bottom was for. Maybe that's a PC exclusive feature. I don't know. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the game volume down a little bit. I'm watching the, I'm watching the EQ. Alright, that's probably fine. Well, thank goodness it's color-coded. Huh. Yeah, alright. I guess, even when EXP is turned off through Luigi mode, it still calculates it, you just don't get it. So, because of that, that's how the Bug Me Not thing is still working. Well, anyway. Now that I am back in the Ant Kingdom, I would like to... Something feels weird. I feel like the resolution I'm capturing at is way lower than it should be. Like, something about the whole video display in general just doesn't look right now. Oops. That is cute, though. It's like V's teasing Kaboo with the Green Ranger plush. Oh! Well, alright then. Who knows what that was supposed to be originally. So yeah, funny little detail I didn't notice about Todd before. You might have noticed in the ending, he was standing next to his mother. Sorry, is it Todd or Tom? Todd. Bunch of degenerates. Yeah, he was standing next to his mom, Muse, and Professor Hawk. Professor Hawk. Who is Professor Hawk? No, Dr. HB's assistant, Hawk. The Hawk Moth. And yeah, it's pretty much been confirmed. I read like a Reddit AMA. And yeah, Todd is absolutely the son of Muse and Hawk, and that is why he has pink and also yellow wings. So that's pretty cool. But I need to figure out what is going on with my video capture right now, because something about it is seriously bugging me. Ooh, but before I do, I want to check what the differences are on these enemies in hard mode. I never really bothered checking on before. By the way, zombie ants in hard mode have a point of defense, which I was not expecting. I went ahead and redid the entire first, you know, snake mouth dungeon, whatever. I did that the other day on my own. Holy cow, that guy comes with 2 defense? Although it looks like his HP is less. Is that right? Yeah, 10 as opposed to 14. Interesting. Also really, really dangerous. How in the world are you supposed to deal with that? I guess you just chip away at his health, and one party member will kind of resort to doing nothing? Interesting. Alright, anyway. Onward with the calculation I was going to be doing. Calculation, what the hell am I talking about? I need to just, like, recalibrate my video settings because something really doesn't feel right. Let's configure video. It is coming in at a 1080p resolution at 60 FPS. Stretch standard definition output. I don't know if I need that. And I don't know if that actually did anything. Well, I know that I don't need it, so turning it off isn't going to change anything. HDMI with analog audio, I don't know if that really matters. HDMI color range. Standard and expanded. What happens if I toggle this real quick? Looks kind of the same. Standard, expanded. Standard... Oops. I clicked the analog audio thing by accident. Expanded. Yeah, I can't tell a difference. So we'll just leave it where it is. I could toggle some of these settings, but something tells me that's not really... Whoa! Whoa! It's actually affecting things on my other screen, too. Like, this other screen is not connected to the PC at all, it's just connected to my Switch. Well, alright, that's interesting. But again, I don't think I would ever, like, need to use these. Alright, whatever. So, whatever strangeness I'm detecting... I really don't know where it's coming from. Like, for instance, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the, like, this path leading up to the gate seems to have, like, horizontal scan lines or something on it. Actually, now that I'm looking really closely, I can kind of see it on my other screen, too. So maybe that's just a quirk of the Switch? I'm looking to see if there's any, other options I can tweak. Oops. I accidentally closed without saving any settings. Let me just go ahead and reset. Oh my god, it's flipping out. The Elgato is flipping the fuck out. Okay, this might be a slight problem. Hang on a minute. Let me just, like, turn it off for a second. Jesus Christ, it's flickering like crazy. What if I just go away from it entirely for a minute? Oh god, the scan lines are getting really intense. Maybe I should just disconnect it entirely for a second. Hang on. Gonna mute my microphone while I do this. Okay. I had a flash of memory that told me that this is a semi-ordinary problem, and it can be resolved by just, you know, taking the Switch out of the dock and putting it back in. And you know what? That seems to have resolved the, graphical infidelity that I was worried about before. So, hey, 2 birds, 1 stone. Alright, on to the actual main event for today. I'm gonna be going into the post-game of my first save file and seeing if I can't rustle up a challenge from resident challenge host Maki. By the way, I have not replenished my items like I said I would. I need to do something about that. Yeah, let's see. I got a squash with me. Chances are the best item to pair with that would be a spicy berry, so let's go ahead and get one of those. I have some idea of what to expect from Maki's final challenge. Still got a Miracle Shake. Got a Flame Rock. Roasted berries. Not gonna need the roasted berries. Let's go ahead and sell that. I would very much appreciate a berry smoothie. So to get that, I need to go and get some dark cherries, very expensive, and a tangy berry. I think I'm gonna want 3 tangy berries, 1 dark cherry, and a couple of them crispy donuts. I guess I shouldn't have left the underground, after all. It's where I belong! Actually, you know what? Maybe I should get another one of these. Because I can make a cherry bomb, and that could come in handy. But in order to make one, I'm gonna have to buy another spicy berry to make another spicy bomb. Ugh, so much to consider. Man, I'm so glad that graphical issue got settled right away. That would have been bothering me so bad if I had kept streaming with it. So yeah, bear with me. I said I was gonna prepare over the weekend, but I never did. I was too distracted playing a new file. Forgive me. It's fine though. People are still probably just rolling in, so whatever. Okay. So I need some hard seeds. Do I have any stored up? No, but I do have some extra cherry bombs. As well as some other things that will probably come in very, very handy. Yeah, let's just go ahead and make the squash thing real quick. I gotta say, it feels real satisfying starting a new file and instantly knowing what all of the recipes are. I wasted so much money trying to mix miracle seeds with everything when I first started this game. I mean, I made the money back, but that's a big reason why I never went to Metal Island until, like, really late in the game. Right, I need to go to... Wait a minute. I should have withdrawn my berries, god damn it. Alright, bear with me. We're gonna be doing a lot of walking, so get used to that.
Rolling
Alright, we don't need to hear it twice. Did I ever talk to you? You seem new. Huh. Just here to advertise the Tourniquet, and it's an ant of all creatures. I don't know. I don't know. Ugh, I'm already yawning. I did bring, like, an iced coffee with me to help keep me awake. I may as well just go ahead and get started on that, since we're spending so much time deliberating, preparing. But you can never be too prepared. Never know what lies around the corner. Golden Settlement. Here we go. And now I am going to attempt to do this one-handed. One hand on the coffee, trying to get it open. Other hand on the controller. This is not going well. Fuck it. Give me my fucking coffee. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need every last drop of this. I tried to rest before getting started today, and it just did not go well. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was people doing, like, construction work outside, or maybe it was just the heat, the humidity. Maybe I was just antsy about something deep in my subconscious that I'm unaware of. I don't know. Point being, I'm gonna need a bit of a kick to make it through tonight. Alright, so I wanted this for a singular cherry bomb. And you know what? While we're here, let's also get the honey drops that we need. Écoute. You know what? I should have gotten the tangy berries first. Oh well. No, 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 no. God damn it, Cut. You speak too goddamn fast. Alright, hard seed, spicy berry. And spicy berry and dark cherry. Very nice. And let's just go ahead and get that glazed honey. He slices, he dices, somehow it glazes. They're red-hot knives. They can cut through a ball of mercury at 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, the less you worry about the details, the better off you'll be. Man, I really need to get around to buying this soundtrack on Bandcamp. I heard that it's actually a superior sound quality compared to what you hear in-game. Like, this game, it's like less than 300 megabytes, if memory serves me correctly. Which is really goddamn impressive. But they did sacrifice a teeny little bit of the sound quality, and I heard that certain drum samples don't carry over quite so strongly in the game compared to how it was originally made. So I look forward to listening for that and figuring out what songs that applies to. Alright, next up. Let me make sure I got room. Alright, we're good. Give me my donuts. Alright, what else do I need? Don't really need any coffee beans. Oh, you know what I need? I completely forgot to check in with this guy. Iron Seed. I can't see it. Might find some more in the future. Well, there is no more future. That was your last chance to give me something. Alright. Man, I can't... This is like the only one of its kind in the entire game, is it not? So yeah, let's go ahead and slap that on Kabu. That's kind of who we use it the most with anyway. May as well go ahead and give him another Heart Berry. Man, I can't believe it. We actually finally have a point of defense on Kabu. Or wait, do we? We're supposed to have a point of defense on him. Huh. Well, that's a little weird. Hey, now Kabu really can be Uncle Iron Seed. Yay! Alright, now what's the fastest way to Metal Island? Oh, of course, just you take the tunnel. Here I am thinking I still need to board the submarine. Metal across the way. So I like how all the little minor ants all have their own unique designs, but the Bee Kingdom ant is objectively the best one. Like, she's just perfect. She's got that, like, little scruff of fluff around her neck like a bee does. He's got that huge thorax that... I could make some suggestive comments here, but I won't. With the black belt over it, making her look more like a bee is just too perfect. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna have enough money. That Iron Seed was really fucking expensive. Can I at least withdraw an item and sell it or something? I don't think there's a single merchant on this island that I can sell to, unfortunately. I really want that third tangy berry. I suppose I could just go hunting for one? Do I have anything good that I can just sell? Let's sell one of these shell ointments. Even though I don't think I can actually do that here. Yeah, one way or the other, we have to go back to the Ant Kingdom. Hey. I'm trying to decide what would be fastest. Tell you what, we need to go to the Golden Settlement anyway to cut up some tangy berries. Because the third one we're going to use to make a berry smoothie. So this should work out. Oh wait, this guy doesn't accept sold items. Oh, no, 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 no. I suppose I could go troll around Seedling Haven for a little bit and try to get one legitimately. That's boring. That'd take too long. So I really do have to go all the way back to the Ant Kingdom just to sell this thing. Nope, can't sell to him either. Oh yeah, so be it. We're so close to having everything. If only there was someone that I could sell shit to on Metal Island. I would have no complaints right now. But the merchant caravan doesn't go that far, I don't think. Well, how would they get their snail there? It's not easy transporting a live creature as big as a snail on a boat. Hello, Porum. Nice to see you again. Alright, I need to get this thing out of my inventory. Let's go ahead and sell it. I'm glad someone's getting use out of that emote. I made it like a couple of years ago when I did a live stream of just games that featured Waluigi. And I kind of forgot about it, but I'm glad that I made it. Ah, that was a fun stream. It culminated in me doing like a two-player thing with a friend of mine in various Mario sports games where we would like be Wario and Waluigi and just have a great time of it. I want to get him back on here to do another two-player thing, but our schedules just do not overlap at all nowadays. Alright, now I can backtrack and get that third Tangy Berry, and that should be about all I need. I trust you know where that emote came from, by the way. That's an edit I made from Brawl in the Family comic. You know, I bet that if Matthew Toronto, the author of Brawl in the Family, I bet if he stuck around long enough to play Bug Fables, he would have made an ample amount of comics based on it, because it's just that enjoyable. In fact, I would almost say that the art style here really gels well with Matthew Toronto's own style. Like, he actually made at least one game with his signature art style. Tadpole Treble, I think was the name of it. Some kind of rhythm game involving a little tadpole fella. And yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, it looked, not too dissimilar, like, not counting the 3D visuals, but, like, the 2D art. Pretty similar, simple aesthetic to it. Very cute, simple animations. That's all you need, really, for a game like this. Alright, just take me back to the plaza. And now I make that berry smoothie. And then we'll be more or less good to go. I'll still need to, like, cap out my inventory. Take out as much as I can carry. No. Okay, Tangy Berry and Dark Cherries. There we go. The single most expensive dish to make, but well worth it. Alright, let me go ahead and take out, let's see, Hustle Candy, that should be good. Numb Bomb, even Poison Bomb I think will be pretty... Oh! Well dang, we got a lot of bombs. Can I carry any more? Alright, there we go. About a third of our inventory is just bombs. That'll be fine. I think the battles we're about to go into will very much require some extra firepower. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and prepare for, like, crowd control. I'm not gonna do hard mode for this. I feel like challenging the Wasp King and his second form on hard mode was, like, the ultimate challenge for me. And now that it's done, I don't really feel the need to double down on that anymore. So we'll keep our defense badges. Keep favorite one on Kabu. HP core and TP core, both useful. Status relay, we'll keep that. Status mirror, don't really need that anymore. But spiky bod and... where is it? Super block, we'll need at least one of these. Maybe block heal, if I can afford it. What else do we have? Charge up, plus, maybe I'll keep that. ADBP enhancer, essential. Okay, that leaves us with 4 points remaining. And I am thinking... Actually, it'd be better to go for a more well-rounded approach. We'll put the cloak on V. As well as something else. Random start, strong start, hard charge. Ooh, hard charge. Actually, I don't know about hard charge. I'll keep that in mind. Actually, you know what I found out? Heavy throw is actually a pretty good skill. I never tried it myself, but I saw someone using it. I don't remember if it was Desert P or someone else, but I think it actually inflicts a defense down debuff when you use it, so yeah, that can really come in handy. I will give that a try. Alright, so next we need to rendezvous with Maki, wherever the heck he went. Need to go to the far grasslands. Alright, I hope I remember where to go. I do remember there being a strangely arena-shaped room in the grasslands that didn't seem to serve much of a purpose. I think I found like a crystal berry there, and that was it. So it's probably there. Question is, how do I get back to it? Not that way. Don't need to bother with the wasps, who are now friendly, by the way. Yeah, apparently it was as... Hi, Riz. What the heck are you doing here? Yeah, say hello to Riz. He's a damselfly that I found way over in the fishing village. He's really far from home. Oh, it's a fast travel option. Ha! That's nice. And here I thought he was about to hit us with another side quest. Well, that's probably for the best. I don't need no more distractions. I want to go straight to this final challenge and get it done. And that's not to say that I want to be totally done with Bug Fables. The fact of the matter is, I want to keep playing for like a long time, but I want to keep playing on my own. I want to continue with my fresh save file, with the mystery code and the Luigi code and all that. And I want to keep challenging myself, because this game is a lot of fun when it's challenging you. So, the situation here is that the little caterpillar lady, Yin, suddenly started to pupate, and Maki has specifically requested that we accompany him here, and I really don't understand why. Thanks for meeting me here. I'll explain when you're ready. Are you? As ready as I'll ever be! It looks like a worm with a face. So what's the big plan? Yin brought me here once. I believe it is where she was born. She may have been waiting to come back here to mature. Is there any basis for that? Well, no, but trust me on this one. That we will. But why did you require our assistance? Yeah, you made it here all by your... Oh, crud! For I suspected this might happen! You could have told us before! Aki explaining his plans? Please. Oh, no, Kina. They were probably attracted by the energy Yin's giving off. Don't let them get near Yin! We must protect her until she pupates! Team, let us stop them! Looks like a fish. I'm kind of surprised we don't see her in the back. Oh, geez, that is a full party of leaf bugs. Okay, then. Maybe I should just open up with my strongest move. Let's try a frost bowling and see how we feel. Well, got the clubber. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, they're just gonna keep on coming, aren't they? Yeah, boy, that's a lot of charges they're building. And Maki's only gonna add to that charge. Oh, God. This could spiral out of control very quickly. Alright, they're both using, Future Sight, basically, so, Alright. gotta say, I do very much like the tactic of doing frost bowling just to wipe out a whole bunch of them at once. So maybe I should just keep doing that. Or I could try a taunt and bubble shield combo. That would honestly be cheaper. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, and V... V can just attack normally. Oh, but that's not gonna stop the clubbers. The clubbers might try an area of effect attack. It also does not... Like, the reinforcements are not going to be affected by this acro move that I did with Kaboo. So yeah, this is about to hurt. A lot. Alright, on the bright side, it looks like the reinforcements have stopped. So now would be a good time to... Actually, now would be an excellent time to just throw up a huge bubble shield. Let me see here. So that would be an excellent excuse to put V in front. I'll relay the turn to V so that she has a maximum charge, but also relay a turn back to Leaf so that he can throw up the bubble shield. There we go, and now, I really wish V had a better option for just hitting more than one enemy. Well, actually, Needle Toss might work. Yeah, let's try that. 8! That is huge! Ooh, boy. And we get another turn. I might not even... Oh, never mind. Didn't even need the bubble shield. Okay, well, that was not as bad as I expected. Congratulations, Kina, you didn't help at all. Ooh, seems we managed to ward them off. Oh, it's happening! Oh my goodness. You know my name. Oh, great, she can talk now. Nice to meet you. Oh, nice to meet you too. Thank you, Team Snackmouth. You helped me keep her safe. Yen's our friend too. It's fine. She's got quite potent magic. Wonder what'll come of it. No kidding, she does. Magic! Well, back to the castle with us, right, brother? Not yet. First, let me reward you for everything you've done. Oh, no kidding! Another one of these. And oh, Sir Maki, these items are... About the least I could give you, don't worry. We'll make good use of them. Is that so? Well, we've been looking for sparring partners. Huh? Like, fight you for real? Yeah, brother needs some real challengers. If you're interested, you know where to find us. Not really. You're always moving around. The Ant Palace's bridge? We'll think about it. Bye! Well, we did it. Now Yin's finally a well-spoken character, and we got a, achievement, too. I wonder what that was. Yeah, I have no idea what the, achievement was for. Still haven't found all the medals. Oh, right, I need to beat the Termicade. And by beat, I mean, like, grind for termite tokens until, at long last, I can afford everything. I don't know if I feel like doing that, but we'll see. Maybe I won't. Maybe I don't have that much left to collect. Alright, so where does that leave us? I can't believe we just got these things for free. Like, I just spent 140 berries trying to get an Iron Seed for Kaboo. Which, by the way, is not reflected in his stats on the menu screen. I don't know why that is. But fine, maybe I'll just double down, give him 2. As for the Super Pepper... Yeah, sure, why not give it to V? Now she can be extra powerful. Alright, so now for the actual Ultimate Showdown against Team Maki, now including Yin. I don't know what to expect, and I'm not gonna have hard mode on, so I'm... Considering that I didn't use any of my items against the leaf bugs, I could probably take them right now and be fine, but I'm gonna rest first. And probably also gonna rearrange my badges. Curious thing about this little melody that you hear when you go to sleep. It's supposed to be like the melody of the Everlasting Sapling, and briefly you can hear it also in the final boss's music, which is interesting. It's not a theme that pops up all that often, much to my surprise. Alright, let's see here. Honestly, I might want to just keep all my stuff. I might even want to do a defense exchange on Kaboo. Yeah, as opposed to... Yeah, we don't really need Heavy Taunt all that much. Don't need Deep Taunt either. If we're gonna use either Heavy Throw or Deep Taunt, tell you what, I'll put Deep Taunt back on. What else? Yeah, we don't really need Charge Up all that much either, so I'll take that and slap on a Defense Exchange on Kaboo. And there we go. Also, yeah, the... Oh! I thought that the menu was bugged. No, the menu's working fine. The reason why it seemed like Kaboo had 1 lower defense than normal is because I had Favorite 1 on him. And that drops his defense by 1. I just completely forgot about that. Alright, there we go. Now Kaboo has a delightfully pitiful attack power of 1. But it's all gonna be worth it. He's gonna be our ultimate tank. Yin's such a good girl. Must we fight her? She's gotta learn somewhere. She radiates magic too. She won't be a pushover. Even though she's so young? Good morning! Thanks for help! Don't tell her I said that. Okay. Maki, show me what you're made of. Wait, what? Wasn't lucky enough to hold a flame brooch. Oh. This is a friendly sparring match. Yes, a friendly sparring match. Let me know when you're prepared for it. Yeah, Kaboo knows what's up. We won't hold back. Oh, we're even getting, like, the special boss music for it, too. Alrighty then, well. Probably the safest opening move would be to throw, like, a Numb Bomb or something, right? Doink! Of course, Kina gets an instant attack boost whenever Maki gets hurt. Good to know. I should probably prioritize her. Also, I made the chubby moth girl cry. I'm sorry. Yikes. Why was Maki even worried about you? Your skills are something else. It'll take time to knock out one of them. We'll have to make our best effort to super block until then. And what do you have to say about Yin? How's she so strong? She's like just barely an adult. Not stronger than me, though. She's got a lot of annoying magic and items. Sorry, Maki, but she's gonna go down. Oh, and Chompy, of course. Can't even deal damage. Oops. Golly, that's a lot of attacks. And I blocked every single one of them for 0 damage. Excellent. Alright, yeah, Deep Taunt is definitely a good idea. I'm glad I had that. That'll take all their defenses down by a little bit. We can try a Frigid Coffin real quick, see how well that works. Excellent. And now, let's see, do I need to bother with a Hurricane Toss? No, I think Tornado will do just fine. Five, four, three, two, one. Stupendous. And I'm not gonna attack you this time. Whoa, what'd you do? Sure! Okay, that's a pretty good trick. And they're still stunned. That was an effective berry I just used. Sabaki, thank you for everything you've done for us. Even this sparring match. We'll rise to your challenge. Holy crap, he's got 3 points of defense. Kina reacts poorly to her brother being hurt, and Yin keeps supporting him. Tough decisions await us. Oh boy. Well, we've already done a number on Kina, so I honestly wonder if it would be best to focus on her first. Yeah, maybe I can just freeze Yin and be done with it, but let's be a little bit conservative about our items. Sorry, our TP, I mean to say. And let's chuck a Frost Bomb at him and see what happens. Yes, it worked! This is literally the Magus sisters. Ha! Yeah, it kind of is! Got the tall one, got the normal one, and got, like, the short, fat one. Oh, wait, the Magus sisters. That was, like, tall, fat, and short. Okay. Almost, but not quite. So we don't have Deep Taunt active. We're gonna have to do Hurricane Toss this time. I almost didn't make that. Ugh. Alright, yeah, Chompy, you're gonna do a whole lot of nothing. Just to make absolutely sure that we don't trigger Kina's charge power. Alright, do I have any good attack boosting items? I have a Squash Tart. Yeah, that'll do. There you go, V. And one more Hurricane Toss. We should be getting pretty close to taking her out. It's a... Wow! The power of maximum... Yeah, she's down! Oh my goodness. Alright. Well then, I kind of feel like just doing a normal attack now. Let's go ahead and... Doink! I don't even know why I keep bothering. Draw! Wow. Okay, 4 points of defense. I'm sorry, Chompy, you're gonna be kind of worthless in this battle. Okay. Let us be smart about this. I could try another team attack. I could try Frost Relay. Alright, yeah, this will probably work. Oh! Well, messed up the last one, but that's okay. Ooh! I think that was a super block I just did. Alright, she can heal. But I think once we take her out, the rest will be history. Question is, what would be the best way to accomplish that? I think I'm just gonna stall with V, in the hopes that I can build up more charge a little bit later. Yeah, and I went ahead and reduced Kabu's power down to, like, nothing. maybe I should do another taunt, just to keep things moving. Yeah, there we go. That's a very powerful flame. A single little icicle is not going to put it out. Man, he's scary when he pulls off that move. I see your healing per turn and raise you fire per turn. Alright, time for another fancy move. Let's see here. Alright, with another taunt, I should be able to get away with just using Tornado Toss. Golly, what are the numbers on that? She's already down! Still on fire, too! Alright, now would be a good time to restore some TP. Oh, hey, Chompy, I dropped his defense, so... There you go, now you can deal a point of damage. What are you doing? What? You're powering up because Yin went down? What about me? It's not like that, Kina. Yin's barely an adult. Okay, apparently Maki means business now. Oh boy, infinite attack boost. Infinite turn attack boost, I should clarify. Now would be a good time for something like a cherry bomb. Don't look at me like that. Okay, okay. Honestly, just a regular attack with V should be enough. There we go. Alright, I'm assuming that was a one-time thing and she's not gonna come back, but I could be wrong. Alright, I am a little bit worried about V. If she gets hit again... that's not gonna be good. I'm so tempted to pop one of these right now, but... you know what? Let's wait a little bit. Let's wait just a little bit. I could play it super safe by throwing up a Bubble Shield Light. Or I could try hitting with a Frigid Coffin real quick. Oh, it worked! Well, that suits me just fine. Alright, yeah, in order for this to work, I'm gonna need to pierce as much defense as possible. I think Needle Toss does a lot of piercing damage, so let me give that a try. It's too bad I don't have any extra charge built up, but we'll just have to make do. Okay, that is really good, considering how much defense this guy has. Alright, I already hit him with a taunt, so now I just need to stay on top of my teamwork points. I want to use the Hustle Candy, but I feel like now's not a good time. Well, in lieu of anything else, let's just use a Queen's Dinner. Well, Leaf, you seem to be, enjoying the lack of, direct damage, so I wonder if it would be beneficial to put you in front. Let me see here. What would be a good piercing move to use? You know what? I'll just wait for a little bit. Or not. Screw it. Let's just keep going where we are now. Alright, this is with, like, no attack boosts whatsoever. And that is still, like, a solid 7 damage per turn. I didn't debuff him. I didn't buff V. We're pretty much good. And the HP and TP cores are still active. Alright, this is looking pretty good, honestly. Yeah, you know what? Bubble shield time. I have an idea. I am going somewhere with this. Alright, so we open up with a taunt to lower his defense. Then V will hit him with a hurricane toss. There we go. That's really good damage. We don't have quite enough TP to hit him with that again, but we can remedy that with a berry smoothie. Yeah, here we go. Chompy helps too. Chomp! Alright, now he's doing double attacks. And that sword is no joke. Remember, I buffed up Kaboo's defense by like 3 points before I started this fight. Alright, it's fine. I think I've got this, basically. Oops. Well, first I have to aim good, but wait a minute. That's pretty much gonna be it, isn't it? Yeah, now I just pass my turn back on to V. I don't even need any fancy moves on this one. Boink! Maybe I should have turned on hard mode after all. No regrets! Unless I fail to get an achievement for that. Incredible! I must admit it, you're all incredibly strong. I just couldn't impress Maki. You did good, Kena! You're strong too, wow! It was our honor. I feel like we're truly equal explorers now. That's one way to look at it. Remember, these two were the very first characters that we met in the game. It opened up with a conversation between Maki and Kaboo about being explorers. And Maki kind of looked down on Kaboo, thought that he was just a naive newcomer in over his head. He was gonna go get himself killed, but we showed him! You probably spent a lot of items in that battle. Use this to replenish your inventory. Ooh. Alright, thank you. If you ever want to spar again, just let us know. We've learned quite a bit. You got it! I wonder, do I get 75 berries every single time? I mean, that's not really worth doing it every single time, but hey, it's a nice little benefit. Right, and for that I got the Ultimate Team achievement. As well as, hang on a minute, I didn't get this yet? How have I not completed the game? Hang on a minute. Did something else open up after I beat Maki? No? I don't have any other quests open, do I? No, I've done everything. Okay, maybe this is wrong. I absolutely have beaten the game. I beat the Everlasting King on hard mode, for crying out loud. Now, yeah, I don't have all medals. Is that what's locking me out of complete the game? Is that my 100% achievement? Well, I've only been live for like an hour, so if it's not gonna take too much time, I could just spend a little bit of time at the Termicade. Because, yeah, I'm pretty certain I've done... Hold on a minute. No, I haven't. I completely forgot about the Pit of Trials. Yeah, just like Paper Mario has a Pit of 100 Trials, this game also has a Pit of Trials. It's not as many. Oh gosh, that's 4 whole badges I don't have yet. Well, I'm not ready for that. Alright, but what I am ready for is going after that Pit of 100 Trials. Just as soon as I replenish my items. Oh my god, do I need to replenish. I'm thinking 3 Queen's Dinners is gonna be fine, but I do want to get another berry smoothie. We're good on bombs. Is there anything else I can withdraw real quick? Let's see here. I could go for another Miracle Smoothie, but... I feel like one's plenty. I'll go ahead and take out one of these. Could come in handy. Hang on a minute, just mulling it over in my head. Yeah, definitely gonna need another Dark Cherry. Oh boy, so... yeah, better over-prepared than under, you said it. Yeah, so this pit of trials, it may not be 100 floors deep, but it will take a while. And of course, that's not counting the amount of time I need to spend preparing for it, so... you know, if you need to go take a break or get yourself something to drink, now would be a good time to do so. Pit of Trials is basically just going to be a gauntlet against every common enemy that I've encountered in the game to this point, in various cute little formations. And I think you actually do get a few free heals, but not many. So you gotta spend them wisely. That's how it was with the boss rush in Dr. HB's lab. You got 3 free heals, and you had to spend them very, very wisely. Let me see here. Is there anything else I can just go ahead and spend on real quick? It wouldn't hurt to grab a couple of omelets or something. Yeah, leaf omelet, cheap but effective. I'm probably going to be relying on it a whole lot in my Ruigi run. Which, if you missed it at the beginning of the stream, I started a new game file with the Ruigi code and the mystery code. So, you know, without any extra equipment or consumable items, my team will be stuck at 7 HP, 7 HP, and 9 HP for the entire game. And seeing as how the Leaf Omelet restores exactly 9 HP, works out pretty well. I'm sure they chose that number very deliberately, and made the ingredients available right here at the start of the game. The thing about Ruigi mode, from what I've heard, is that it basically turns boss fights into puzzles, where you have to plan out exactly what you're going to use and exactly when you're going to use it. Like, items are the make or break difference maker in that particular game mode. Alright, and the other thing I want is... I want a squash to pair with the spicy berry, and I want a tangy berry to pair with the dark cherry. And if I have time, I will also swing by Defiant Root to get a donut. Those are just universally helpful. Alright, so Metal Island for the Tangy Berry. By the way, I talked about, like, my gradual audio desync issues on this stream before. That's why I keep having to refresh the window like that. I thought that I'd finally come across a potential solution, but it wasn't the case. I thought that maybe, just maybe, the fact that I have my Elgato connected to both my computer and a second screen, I thought maybe that was causing... or contributing to the desync problem, but that's kind of just a default function of the Elgato. It's not like I'm going to the TV and then to the PC from there. No, it's connecting to both devices simultaneously. And I'm sure that if I were to just listen to the output from my second screen, it would have the exact same desync problem. Well, I suppose I should test that at some point or another, shouldn't I? But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not the problem. I may just have to invest in a better unit at some point or another. Alright, and we go to the termite capital for the squash. Beep beep, squash, 9 berries, thank you. Automated commerce! The store attendant is just there because. Honestly, I feel like if it wasn't for the presence of, like, coupons, like, for some reason, even grocery stores that have the self-checkout lanes still absolutely require you to use, like, they need a human to verify coupons. Which I guess is fair enough to help, like, prevent against, fraud or whatever, but I mean, it's like the one step left in making them 100% automated, is just allowing customers to scan their own coupons. Were you here before? Yeah, he was here before. I only saw his wing in the corner of my window, and I thought it was a Drifloon. I thought a Pokemon was creeping into my game. By the way, apparently the composer, Tristan Ulrich, directly took inspiration from the emerging genre of lo-fi hip-hop when he was composing this track. I also heard that he uses fifths, like fifth notes, in creating the weird off-kilter rhythm. I would love to listen to it in a bit closer detail to really get a good analysis of it, but that's another thing for another time. I'm still on the fence over whether or not to bug the composer for, like, access to his like, what samples he used. Like, if he bought his samples from somewhere, can I buy them too and mess around with them? I don't know why I'm being so sheepish about it. I could just shoot him an email at any time, but I don't know. Fear of social rejection. It just... it kind of is a recurring problem with me. Alright, how many of these can I carry? Alright, 2. Then 2 donuts I shall have. Composers do a lot of subtle stuff to change how a piece feels. I'm sure there's a lot of interesting subtle tricks that he employed that I would probably not be able to recreate. But if I could just make something that sounds close to what he did, I would feel happy about it. You know, kind of like some of the tracks that I upload on my music channel. Like, there was one that I did that was a cover of a track from Final Fantasy IV. What do you know, we've looped back to that game again. And it wasn't entirely accurate, you could tell there was something off about it, but it was close enough to where I felt satisfied with it. If you're curious, I was mixing up the battle music for the 4 Fiends with, what's his name? The boss music for Mollusk Lancier, from Super Mario Odyssey, because I noticed that they sounded very, very similar. I don't even know how I ended up noticing that. It was just... It just clicked in my head, and so I recreated... I've been meaning to do that with a lot of tracks. It used to be something I did on the regular, but I just can't find the time for it lately. Like, the last project I even touched, and I didn't get very far with it, was Yoob's Belly from Mario & Luigi Partners in Time, which I wanted to tweak to make it sound similar to the Battle of the Birds music from A Hat in Time, because I felt like the arpeggio was very, very similar. If I finish anything this year, it'll probably be that, and maybe I'll do another thing for Halloween or something. It's like one of my favorite times of year to work on music. I would love it if I could do something relating to Castlevania or Bloodstained, because I plan on streaming one of those games when Halloween rolls around. Very likely it'll be Curse of the Moon, and maybe Curse of the Moon 2 if I have time for it. As for Castlevania, I have no idea. I usually try to do Super Castlevania 4 like once every year, because I just love that game so much. But I'm sure I'll have time to experiment with another one, and I'm just not sure which one to do. I've never live-streamed Symphony of the Night. I do love that game. And I have never tried any of the, like, portable Castlevania games. None of the Game Boy Advance, or Nintendo DS. I've never tried any of those Castlevania games. Wait, no, I've played Portrait of Ruin. I've actually beaten Portrait of Ruin, but it's been a really long time since I played it. Wasn't the Game Boy Advance one the one where you got to take control of reincarnation of Dracula? Soma Cruz? I think that was the Game Boy Advance one. That I would very much like to try. Because just in concept it sounds so cool. Alright, I'm trying to remember where the Pit of Trials is. It's pretty close to the pier. Make it a Castlevania month? It may as well be, considering that Bloodstained fits right into it. I do plan on live streaming Bloodstained Ritual of the Night someday, but maybe not this year. Like, I feel more in the mood for the action platformers than the Metroidvania ones. Oops. Well, I thought I would have clobbered him, but apparently not. Let's see. Oh, also, I will also be live streaming the entire Faith, the Unholy Trinity. What's it called? What does Airdorf call it on Steam? The Unholy Trilogy? Probably Unholy Trinity, because that's like a phrase with a lot of biblical connotations. And I do not mean to keep initiating battle, but that's what keeps on happening. If you don't know what that is the indie game that has had a release like every year, I think, for the past couple of years. Well, maybe not every year, but there have been 2 games so far, and a demo for the 3rd. And it's that really janky-looking Atari 2600-looking game where you control a blue priest that's going around exorcising demons. But for all we know, John himself may be the demons. I don't know. I hope that we get some answers in Faith 3. I'm really looking forward to that one. That one genuinely, like the demo for it, genuinely gave me some, like, nightmares. Like, I found myself, like, double-checking myself in the hallway at night when it was pitch black, making sure that there was nothing following me, because, like, there was just one demon that actually got to me and actually spooked me. Because I saw other people play this game, and they never saw this thing. So when I played it, that was a genuine reaction that it got out of me. Do I have a schedule or backloggery or something somewhere? My schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but not every single day. I'm not guaranteed to stream every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But at least once a week, you can count on me showing up. As for backlog, I keep archives regularly on my Twitch channel, but I realize that may be very difficult. I'm about to hear myself. That may actually be impossible for you to see on mobile. Well, let me try something. I do have a collection started for Bug Fables. So I'm just gonna paste this link in the chat. If you wouldn't mind, if you happen to be a mobile user, I'm assuming you are, you can check that out real quick and, like, hop back in and tell me if it works. Actually, I'm not even sure if that, like, properly works in a Twitch chat on mobile. Like, that'll just open up your browser, won't it? So, oh, you're on desktop. Alright, well, in that case, you can just click on the videos tab of my channel and go back pretty much as far as 2 years ago, I think. I've played a lot of games between now and then, including a couple of N64 games that I actually streamed from my N64 console. That was fun, but I ended up burning myself out on Harvest Moon 64, and I, like, never want to play it again because the burnout was that bad. Ugh, I ended up with so little to do. Alright, so remind me again how this works. Hardcore farming. Yeah, tell me about it. I spent an entire season... Like, I accidentally bought too many, like, eggplant seeds, so I spent the entire first fall doing nothing but cultivating eggplants because I just didn't have time for anything else. So by, like, the spring of the second year, I had more money than I knew what to do with. I bought everything. I made friends with everyone. I couldn't figure out what to do with myself. Alright, so consecutive battles. You can heal every 10 battles if you so choose. Alright, let me take one last moment to adjust my medals. So since these are going to be back-to-back, and we will have ample opportunities to heal, I'm gonna take last attack off. Maybe take defense exchange off. Keep the defense badges. Triumph Buzz, Victory Buzz, universally helpful. I don't know if we're gonna get the opportunity to change medals in the middle of this, so we're probably gonna want to stay focused on what we have. Let's see here. You know what? Deep Taunt is just a very, very useful badge for getting in a quick debuff on the opponent. ADBP Enhancer might be a bit overkill, so I'm probably not going to need that. Instead, I'm going to put on Burst Plating on Kaboo, and I want Life Cast on V. That was a common trick that I employed while doing common battles earlier in this game. I would put Life Cast on V and have it to where, like, Leaf would attack with Ice Magic using some TP, and V would attack with something else using her HP. And thanks to this combo of Buzz medals, I end up breaking even. Alright, but in order for this to work, I think I'm gonna want Power Exchange off of... Well, hang on a minute. I want to buff up Leaf somehow. You know, let's take back support off, and instead put a Power Exchange on Leaf. There we go. Alright, feels pretty good. Alright, let's see how we do. I am ready. The trial begins! With some seedlings, because of course. Alright, well with the setup I have now, I can just use Icefall with Leaf and instantly recover that 4 TP at the end of the battle. I just have to aim well. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this should sustain me all through, like, the first half of all the encounters. Here comes a new challenger! I'm glad these go quickly. The screen transitions in Paper Mario got a little bit annoying after a while, not gonna lie. Let me see here. Dash through would probably work out pretty well. Or would it? Hang on. You know what, maybe I'll just take this one slow. Oh right, Chompy's here too. I already forgot. But yeah, thanks to that first plating, in addition to the HP and the TP that I can safely lose every single battle, I can also tank one hit with Kaboo completely for free. So yeah, I think I have like the ultimate sustain build right now. And it looks as though I actually cannot change my medals out in between encounters, so it's a good thing I went with an all-around approach. Alright, second verse, same as the first. Technically third verse. There we go. I wonder if I hit that thing with a tornado toss, is that going to be strong enough? Let me try. Oh yeah, that's plenty! I was afraid that the attack power would drop to 0. But apparently not. I don't know how that works, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, one free Icefall and one free Tornado Toss per battle is really, really powerful. And in this one, I'm not even gonna need all that much. I'll just have to put Leaf in front, and I think we can nuke these guys instantly. Well, almost. Uh-oh. Okay, I forgot about the Mage's, unique property. This may actually break the others out of their ice. Okay, no, good. Boy, we're just plowing right through these. I wonder if we'll get a mini-boss anyway, every 10 battles or so. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, that one badge, what is it? Status booster. That would have been really useful to have here. Oops. Well, I tried. Boy, I cannot imagine trying this on hard mode. You don't really have much of an incentive to do this on hard mode anyway. Because there's no chance of getting any dropped items. And you get reduced experience points anyway, so not much of a point. Especially now that I am, you know, at max level. I don't get EXP anyway. Golly, that's powerful. It's kind of a shame that passive damage doesn't inflict KOs in this game. So if you block with Kaboo and get damage off with Spiky Bod, it can't KO an enemy. Poison, Burn, neither of those, much to my surprise, can KO you or the enemy. Which can lead to some surprises in the final battle if you end up getting burned but you still live. Alright, how do I want to approach this? How did I miss the Venus Bud? Huh. Well, fine. Fight plant with plant, I guess. Oops. Ah, well, we're fine. Sleep recovers HP anyway. Oh yeah, and in addition to the occasional healing that I may be able to take advantage of, I also have all these items I brought. Still haven't had to use any of them. Oh, by the way, this doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's just a funny little thing that I just now remembered. So, there is a minigame in which you use spy data from various enemies to assemble decks, and that wasn't the best option. And as you might expect, the options continue for deck building even after you beat the game. So you could incorporate the final boss into your spy cards deck. And the final boss has the most hilarious effect out of anything I've seen in this game. You deploy it, it costs a lot of points to play it, but the special effect is you win this round. It's like Exodia or something. Just an instant win condition. Well, win this round basically means your opponent loses 1 point of health, that's about it. But, you get the idea. For such a powerful effect, there's like no reason to use any other boss monster. There we go. Almost got him. Oh, whoa, whoa. Easy mode. Yeah, it kind of is, now that I'm at max level and I'm just plowing through everything. But it would have just made things tedious if I had equipped hard mode on top of all of this. Alright, here we go. Full party of bandits. I'm thinking the most effective strategy would be to try to freeze all of them, just for the sake of stalling for a turn. Well, it almost worked. Alright, between V and Chompy, I think we got this last guy figured out. No! No! I accidentally chose to do nothing. Ugh. Now that's something I wish I could change. That's like the auto-cursor option in Fire Emblem, where you can choose whether or not to have the cursor start on your main lord at the beginning of each turn. I always have that off. I want the cursor to remain where it was when I last left it, but I feel the opposite way in this game. I want the cursor to always default back to the regular attack option. Alright, here we go. What do you mean heal left? 2 heals left. I thought I had 3. Alright, whatever. Let's keep going. I'm gonna have to pass a turn back to Leaf to make this work. There we go, that's a good feeling right there. Add a Tornado Toss into the mix, and that one's gone. Thinking of Fire Emblem, I wonder when I'm gonna end up streaming a Fire Emblem game again. I briefly thought about doing it while I was on break some number of weeks ago. I had the idea of going through the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblems, Lynn's story. I thought about doing that with cheats turned on, making it to where I never gained any EXP. Funnily enough, that's exactly what I'm doing right now with these battles. Oh wait, that's not... I'm tripping myself up. What I meant to say was that's what I'm doing in my second playthrough of Bug Fables. It's the Luigi mode, where I don't gain EXP. Oh, that was not effective. Alrighty then. I think V can knock out this thing in one hit. Oh, wow, yeah, that was almost overkill. Alright, there we go. Well, anyway, the no experience Fire Emblem thing turned out to be a pretty interesting experiment. I wound up doing it on my own time because I thought that it would be a bit boring to live stream. And I think that still holds true, unfortunately. But even so, still an interesting experiment. If anyone out there is familiar enough with emulators to want to try that themselves, be my guest. The particular way that I implemented this cheat made it a little bit different. I made it to where, like, outside of battles, the EXP meter always just resets back to 0 for every single character. Or, to be more specific, characters with an ID number of 0 to 16. Or 15 or whatever. And furthermore, that had no effect on what happens in the middle of a battle. Which, in layman's terms, means that if you get 100 points of experience, well, you go back to having a 0 in the digit number anyway, so you still get the level up, while also retaining the 0 EXP stipulation. It's kind of weird, but, you know, long story short, it basically made it to where, you know, normal grinding was impossible. The only way a unit would ever level up was by beating a boss, basically. Or waiting until, like, the last couple of chapters and beating enemies way higher level than them. Even that's not a guarantee. Anyway, that made for a very interesting playthrough where I had to kind of prioritize who got level ups and who didn't. Very first character I prioritized was Canis, the Dark Mage, because just... like, the Lunatome in that game is just so broken. I can't imagine playing without it. High accuracy, penetrate magic defense, and a high critical hit chance? What in the world were they thinking? But hey, I'm not complaining. That spell was a lot of fun to use. It's so ridiculously broken that, like, you get the Archsage Athos in your party at the very end of the game. Max level, max spell ranks, just to make sure that you have some secret weapon to use against the final boss in the event that, like, all your dudes are just pathetically underleveled. Even though he comes with, like, an ultimate spell of his own, it's honestly outclassed by Luna because of how broken it is. So there's, like, no point to using anything else. Yeah, never underestimate defense penetration. It's a really powerful effect. And hey, that goes for this game too. I really underestimated the utility of V's needle attacks, but yeah, going straight through defenses in a game like this just works perfectly. Yeah, I have comfortably hit a certain groove with this game. I can just, like, autopilot my battles and have them turn out just fine. I'm breaking even every single time. I don't even need to heal. So I'm looking to see if I want to bring up any other topics. I was looking to see if I had any funny videos to share on YouTube or something. Nope. Honestly, I feel like YouTube's been a little bit slow for me lately. This is not a very good example, but I wound up going back to Pan Pizza's channel. The guy that does, like, cartoon reviews and stuff. And I was scrolling through, trying very desperately to find something that interested me. I'm not that big of a fan of his channel. Oh, you better give that back, son. But every now and again, he'll cover a topic that I'm interested in. So I was looking for one of those, and I thought I found it, and it turned out to be a video from several months ago that I had already seen, and I didn't catch on until I was like halfway through the video. I don't know how that happened. How I ended up blacking out that memory completely. It wasn't even that long ago, it was like 4 months ago. If anyone's curious about what the topic was, it was, like, modern cartoons, the best and worst. And I keep on clicking because of, like, Thundercats Roar, because I have, like, a relatively poor opinion of that show. And I want to hear other people, like, dunk on it, but, Pan Pizza really didn't have that much to say about it in the end. He described it as not being the downfall of animation as a whole, like some people claim it is. But rather that it was just, like, really repetitive and stale, and all the characters felt exactly the same, with one or two exceptions. Whatever. I really didn't have much of a horse in this race anyway to begin with. I didn't watch Thundercats as a kid. I barely watched any of those 90s and 80s, like, toy promotion cartoons. Not even for any particular reason. They just, I think that was just a little bit before my time, actually, because my dad was way into some of them. Oh, I was wondering what that move was. There we go. Okay, took a bit of a hit to HP this round. That's fine. Let me put V in the front and have her do a double attack. There's one. And I think I still have status relay on Leaf. Yep, there we go. Perfect. What were the cartoons that I grew up with? I'm having a hard time remembering. I remember being, like... Whoa. Oh, never mind. I almost thought that was the Chomper, like, mother. Nope. It's the Chomper Brute. Haven't seen these guys in a long time. I am honestly thinking that we might want to go all in with, like, Frost Rolling or something. Yeah, let me give that a try. There we go. Gotta make sure I hit the buttons, though. There we go. And boop. Wow, that's a lot of damage. And somehow the brute didn't get frozen. Not a problem. I gotta remember, these are enemies that I've experienced from all throughout the entire game. Literally anything could show up at any time. So I gotta be prepared for anything. Alright, so I think if I go through another 10 battles, I'll be good. I'll be able to heal at every possible opportunity. And come out squeaky as a whistle. Not quite what I was going for. I think I can make this work anyway. That little flower fella is probably gonna waste a turn trying to heal one of these guys. Oh, that's such a weak heal. Why was I ever concerned about them? Alright, question. Can V and Chompy team up and defeat him? Yes. I'm trying to think back. I know I had a couple of topics that I wanted to revisit this week, and this would be the most excellent time to bring them up, if only I could remember them. I need to start, like, keeping a list. I mean, I suppose I could talk about the lake that I keep going to, but, I'm gonna be going back, like, tomorrow, so I don't feel like I should go into too much detail yet, because I could have even more to share, later in the week. Oops. Blocked way too early on that one. And I really don't want these guys to abscond with my items. There we go. I'll tell you what, though, I did ask some people on social media for suggestions on what to bring to a picnic. I'm not going to be packing a very big one, but tomorrow I do plan on heading back out on the lake with a little backpack full of, it's a really small backpack, I feel like I should clarify. It's a little triangular thing that I just sling across my back. Oh jeez, I didn't freeze any of them! Uh-oh. Oh, this might hurt here in a second. Yep, completely failed to block that one. Oh dear. This is where things go south for me. All it took was one little spiky caterpillar boy, and all of a sudden I am just left at their mercy. Yeah, these guys are a real pain in the neck. And I screwed up the action command. Yeah. Alright, so, tiny triangle of a backpack. I will probably just barely be able to fit 2 bottles of water in there. Along with, like a little tin. A little tin full of, like, trail mix and what have you. Beef jerky, maybe. Alright, these guys. Frost bowling worked really well on them. Well, let's try to conserve our TP a little bit. Alright, alright. I can take care of this guy, no problem. I love that surprised expression they have when they get hit. Anyways, I have a very specific spot in mind of where I'm going to be taking this picnic. It is a very sandy beach that somehow exists in a freshwater lake. I don't know how that works. For some reason I thought that this particular kind of sand was exclusive to saltwater beaches, but here we are. Oh boy, these guys. I'm thinking if I can pull off a frigid coffin here. And I can't because I screwed up the action command. Ugh. I'm not paying attention. Alright, so yeah, beach with like a little camping site behind it. It's like the perfect place to just sit down and chill for a while. And it's just a little ways away from an island that I've been meaning to check out called Devil's Step. Spooky name, but I'm sure there's nothing to be worried about. Let's play it safe. Oh, wait a minute. I still need V to attack twice anyway. So anyway, yeah, it'll probably take me like an entire hour just to make it all the way out there from my usual starting point. But once I do, well, there'll be new things for me to see. And hopefully it won't rain on me too hard, because there is rain in the forecast pretty much the entire week. I guess I've been kind of lucky this past while. I messed it up immediately. What is wrong with me? Oh, I'm gonna pay for that. I'm really gonna pay for that. Ugh. Oh, dang, that still triggers them. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, in that case, I think I want V to knock out this other one as quickly as possible. And then you, clever man, you just come at me with everything you've got. Oh no. It didn't work! Oh my god! Well, I wasn't expecting things to turn south so quickly. Oh boy, I might need to use an item before I get to my next healing point. Yeah, leaf bugs, don't underestimate them. I would have been fine if only I hadn't messed up the action command. Oh, right. I can't use Sharing Stash because it costs too much HP. Alright, you know what? It's fine. We'll be fine. I'll just have Kaboo do it. Well, you know what? I might not need to worry about taunting just yet. Yeah, I'll just chip away for the moment while you two heal up. Ugh. Alright, how do I want to deal with this thing? I'm thinking I want to just try and freeze the big bug. So I'm gonna try. There we go, very good. And Kaboo, you pass your turn to V, and we should be able to finish off the water bug. Yes! I mean, no. Oh. Well, can't fault me for trying. Alright, we should have this now. All I need is for Chompy to reach the... No! I hit the button too soon again! Alright, it's fine. It's fine. Ugh, man. I hate it when I do stuff like that that's just so dumb. Oh, we're getting onto the pumpkins. I think I'll still be okay. Just gotta keep relying on my old solid strats. It didn't freeze the pumpkin. Oh, that's not good. You didn't freeze any of them! Woo! There we go. Alright, V should be able to knock out that one. Alright, we're good, we're good. I'm a little bit disappointed that I let Leaf's health get so low, but we'll catch back up eventually. I might need to start deploying some secret stashes from V. Alright, we only need to last 2 more battles and we get a free heal. So, with that being said, why don't I just try to go all out with my attacks? Let me see here. Frost Bowling is probably still my best herd-hitting attack. I just have to make absolutely sure that I actually hit the buttons right. Don't need to go fast, just gotta make sure I hit them. Did I get him? Almost got him. Got him. Alright, that's much better. One more and I get a free heal. So let's go all out on this one. It's the Seedling Gang. Everyone's here. Well, joke's on you. I can use Frost Bowling as my final action. Ho-ho! Alright, here goes. Yes! Total party wipe. Still 20 battles left to go. Oh! Now we're starting to get the badges. Medals. Alright, we're good. I think we pretty much got this in the bag. Probably would have been better if I had done that a bit differently. Ah, well, what can you do? Hopefully he goes for Kaboo. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? He made a new mushroom! Ugh. That's not good. Stop doing that! I can't push the button fast enough. Oh my god, it heals fungi. Did it reapply the stun? Oh my god, this thing needs to go now. I can't even nibble on the remaining mushroom. Ugh. Come on, you two, snap out of it. Okay, we're relatively good. Alright, well, since I have the opportunity, I'm gonna take advantage of this. There we go. Spend 3 HP, heal 3 HP. I mean 4, whatever. Aha! This time I did not select do nothing. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to start using my brain a little bit more in these final 20 rounds. The zombie team. Beetle, obviously, most dangerous one of them all. Honestly, I kinda don't even want to deal with them. I just want to do Frost Bowling right away. Yes! Almost. I think Chompy can do it. Let's do it. Yes! Almost perfect. Boy, if it weren't for the fact that they were all zombified, I would consider that little defeat animation for the zombie to be kind of funny. Oh god, that's a lot of mothflies. Alright, stay calm. We know how to deal with situations like this. Nice to meet you. Now we... smack him down. I missed that. How? What? Alright, good enough. Let me see if I can hit that correctly this time. What? Oh, that is not good. What are you doing? Stop pooping out mothflies. Okay, thankfully they are not at full health. That is good, but V is the only one that can hit them. Alright, it's fine. I think I can pass a turn onto her twice, right? Yeah, there we go. Alright, we're fine. God, I love the tactical options you can pull off in this game. This is not something that you can do in any old Paper Mario game or any old Paper Mario clone. Alright, we're on to the wasps, are we? Oh, I wanted the wasp battle music. Alright, hitting the scout is the most important thing. I need to get it now. I didn't get him. Ah. Yeah, the scout can call in reinforcements, and we cannot have that. Ow. Whoa, their spear attacks are glitching out. I wonder if that's intentional, considering these are supposed to be like holograms. I'm gonna pass my other turn to Kaboo. Just for the sake of that defense penetration. Listening for audio desync. I think we may have already hit that problem once again. Now might be a good time for that TV screen experiment that I mentioned before. So first of all, to confirm whether or not we have a delay. Oh, never mind. I thought I was gonna get a chance to play around with menu options. Hang on, maybe I can still do that. Alright, I will tell you all when I press the button, and we'll see how long it takes for a reaction to happen on the game. Alright, ready? Right, 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 left, right, Yeah, it's pretty clear there's a problem. Down, down, up, up. And I wonder I missed that tornado toss earlier. Alright, hang on a minute. I'm gonna check with my screen real quick. I'm gonna mute my microphone and just listen with my ears. Okay, I'm glad I chose to do that experiment, because as it turns out, on my other monitor, there is not a single second of desync. So whatever the problem is, it's directly between the Elgato unit and my computer. Maybe it's the Elgato software that's having a problem? Well, no. Actually, live streaming has nothing to do with it, because I have messed around with the software on my own. like, completely offline, without streaming or anything. I just use it to, like, have a visual on the game without having to use my other screen. And I have the exact same problem there. Ooh, nice. Alright, that ruffian over there. I like the way he's looking at me. Let's see if we can take him out right now. Yeah, that's pretty good. Might run into a bit of trouble with this bandit if he tries to hit everyone at once. Nah, we're good. Alright then. Still probably gonna have to focus all my attention on this ladybug. So that's gonna be like, what, 2 and 2... Maybe 3 on V if we're lucky. 4! Alright. Yeah, that's right, I gave her, like, double the pepper. And the attack exchange. So she is just rolling in attack power right now. Oh boy. It's like my least favorite formation. Alright, I have an idea. Most important thing is to deal with the Wasp Scout first, so I am thinking of going for a regular old frigid coffin. There we go, very nice. And then Kaboo, Kaboo. Why don't you taunt for the moment? Oh, right, that's a multi-hit move, I forgot. Ugh, that bomber is really a problem. I was really hoping that the driller would go underground, so that I could just target the bomber directly, but it didn't happen. Oh boy. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can get in, like, maximum damage with, a needle toss on V. Nah, that's probably not gonna work how I want it to. But so close, though. Screw it, I'm going for it again. There we go. I shouldn't have done that. He's gonna call for help. Or not. Alright. Even so, wow. I could have planned this a bit better. Alright, well, I have more potential for healing TP than HP, so... Next turn, next round, I'm just gonna go all out with my TP. Oh boy, Bubble Spider. Bubble Spider is just an absolute nuisance. What's the best way to deal with him? Maybe a risky approach would be good. Whereby I hit a bunch of dudes, and then finish off with Frost Bowling. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Alright, here goes. Ooh, that works good! Oh shoot, I didn't even need to taunt with Kaboo, did I? V, can you handle this? Not like that, you won't. Oh dear. Well, V might end up taking the pounding. Never mind, Ballistos is an idiot! like the one thing you should never do. It's pull out a boulder. This makes you a bigger target. I can't believe I keep missing with that. Chompy, it's up to you. Yes! That pink ribbon is really paying for itself in spades. Oh my god, I need to take a rest. We're so close. Okay, let me think about this. Honestly, Ice Rain would probably be a really economic solution to this. Let's give that a try. Ooh! Double the freeze. Quadruple the freeze! Oh my god, I can't believe that worked as well as it did. Hey, that skill's expensive, but it certainly does work. Yes! It's all going according to plan. And that could have turned into a really ugly fight if I hadn't frozen all of them as quickly as I did. No more chompers, please. Oh, this is interesting. I wonder, how well would Needle Toss work? Ooh, very well. Oh, but I only get to hit twice. Oops. I could try a Frozen Coffin, or I could try to Cleanse. Let's do Frigid Coffin. Yeah, there we go. Oh, shoot, if I set it up like that, then Chompy can just finish it. There we go. Ow. Just for the safety of it. Alright, there we go. I could have afforded to do Secret Stash one more time. Alright, Battle 40 is next. Let's do it. I'm gonna go all out. That's an interesting formation with a lot of defense. I might want to open up with a taunt followed by Frost Bowling. Will that be enough, though? It'll probably be fine. Let's try it. Wow! Wow! That worked a lot better than I expected. Yeah, what can I say? Deep Taunt is really effective. Still 10 battles to go. TP Saver! My final healing round. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and refresh my display too. I will investigate this. I will investigate this now that I know directly where the problem is. Between Elgato and my computer. I will investigate this after I am done streaming tonight, and I will figure out what's up by tomorrow. Now, what am I gonna do about you guys? Every single one of them has an attack that can hit the whole party. And I am worried. Honestly though, Frost Bowling might be enough to take out most of them. I just need to do a bit more damage on the Beetle and the Ladybug, and we should be good, I think. Here we go. And I messed it up. Hey, but I froze all of them, that's better than nothing. That's like the one thing you need to not do with these big crazy team attacks is mess them up. Ugh. Alright, screw it. I put myself in the hole. Might as well burn TP to get back out of it. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's, that didn't bail me out like I thought it would. Let me see here. I'll just do a needle toss. That'll probably be enough to finish it off. Okay, that could have gone better. Hey, I still haven't used, like, very many of my items. I still got all my really good ones left. And I'm probably gonna have to start using them right about now. Because, boy oh boy, that's a scary-looking formation. I'm still gonna attempt Frost Bowling. What can I say? It's just a really good herd-hitting attack. Ooh, I didn't get the ruffian. Oh. Ah, but I blocked anyway. Alright, good. Oh, you know what? I meant to address a friend of mine about this, but... That's, that fighting style, where the hands are bound... And, oh, hang on a minute. This'll be much more effective. Yeah, the hands are bound, and the guy is just attacking with his legs. It's like identical to what Regal does in Tales of Symphonia. And my friend, Holoplay, he is just mental about Tales of Symphonia. Well, the Tales of series in general. I should have pointed that out to him. I've been meaning to, like, try and rope him into this game more, because it's just such a treasure to me. Like, this is my favorite game of the year so far, in case you haven't noticed. Oh boy, that's a lot of bulky dudes. I really don't want this bloat shroom to get a turn in. I hate to keep shredding through my TP, but... I look at a formation like this and I just think, man, I should just go for, you know... double down on the whole Frost Bowling thing, but I guess I could try, powering up V's Needle Toss or something. Okay, let me just try freezing one of them. Yeah, that worked. Okay, we'll save up. And then next turn we'll see how this goes. Alright, it's working out so far. Now... Oh, I should have put V in the lead. Ah, whatever. This'll probably still work. Against one of them. Oh. Not as effective as I was hoping. Shoot, I shouldn't have even attacked with Leaf there. I should have just held off and gone all out on the next turn. Well. I guess we'll just tank a hit. Or hope that he raises a boulder. You know what? That's always a possibility, too. If he raises a boulder, then we've won. Yes, just like that. Do as I command! Boy, it won't be long before we're down to the final 5. And then we're probably gonna have to start fighting Deadlanders. We were able to avoid them for a long time, but... it's about time for that joyride to be over. Now, this is a situation where I would encourage Frost Bowling. Yeah, like, no ifs, ands, or buts. Let's just, go for it. Did I get him? Almost! Oh, is this gonna be enough? Come on, Chompy. Yes! A one-round knockout. That is just the perfect play. Alright, now we're in the final 5. Now we're dealing with some of these fire monsters I see. Phew, boy. And you know what else? I don't think you can freeze them. I'm gonna try once. I'm gonna try just once to spread a little bit of freeze around, but I don't think it's gonna work. Yep, I don't think it works. Shh. Oh man, it's going crazy. It's charging up for something. I think I can get this with one boomerang. There we go. Yeah. I don't think the Haunted Cloth has any defense, right? I should be good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you keep throwing yourself at me. See how far that gets you. Ah, you know what? I don't need to do anything. I've already won. Well, I guess maybe a bit of honey ice cream would be nice right about now. Yeah, you know what? We're playing it real safe here. Making absolutely sure that I can survive just a little bit longer. Alright, is it time for the Deadlanders? We have, I think, yeah, there it is. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm thinking I want to hit that thing at the front as heavily as I can. And by the front, I mean, like, floating. I want to get the floater as much as possible. I think I can take it out if I just hit it one more time. Yes! I do not want to deal with his poison bullshit today. Now we're talking. Alright. I'm pretty sure V can knock out that last one by herself. Yes! Spiny caterpillars, cacti, deadlanders, doesn't matter. I'll trounce them all into next week. Alright, so that means that I have an effective one-turn strategy for killing those Deadlander betas. Gammas, on the other hand, that's a different situation. I think a taunt followed by V knocking out the flying seedlings will be my best bet. Whoa, what was that? I didn't know it could shoot lightning. Oh boy, what would be the best move here? Hurricane Toss? Maybe Hurricane Toss would work best. Right, here goes. Ooh, yes, that was really good. Now, do I follow it up with another one, or do I play it safe and just do, like, Tornado Toss? I'm gonna try... You know what I could do is just hit him with a bit of Fly Drop. That'll probably be plenty. Yes! I did not want to see what that thing was capable of for another turn. Yeah, instant hit lightning like that is just... oh my. Okay, I forgot about these little twerps. I think we can knock out one of them with Chompy's help. As for the other one, I don't know. Yes! Alright, good. Okay, bye. We didn't need you anyway. Okay, that was a breather. Now for the real challenges. They waited until now to start spawning Deadlander alphas, huh? Alright, whatever. Gonna do the same strategy as before. Taunt, followed by Tornado Toss, followed by a turn relay. You know, I can just go ahead and do a turn relay, and then... here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4... and one more. Yeah, I think I have a winning strategy here. Now, do I want to do anything... nah. I'll just try and freeze this guy on my last move. Oh. Well, I tried. Well, oh, you sneaky bastard, you. I don't have any way to cure that, do I? Well, I have Queen's Dinner, but that's really not helpful right now. I don't even think Taunt will work. Nope. Must I really... oh, hang on a minute. I can do an Understrike. I forgot about that. Alright, let's do this. Yes! Alright, V, can you do it? Yes! Alright, I completely forgot that I had another subterranean option. And now for the final battle, as it were. This is gonna be like nothing compared to Team Maki. Double dose of Deadlander Gammas, huh? Ah, come on, you're not even giving me special boss music for this. Let's try hitting him with a bit of poison. Hey, it worked! And in hindsight, I probably should have tried to drop their defense or something. Oh well, we'll play conservatively for now. Real conservatively. We're just gonna chip away at their health until we feel confident enough to do like a big team move. Okay, okay. Whew. We're good, we're good. Alright, extra turn, next turn. Let's see how well this works. I got you figured out now. And Caboose so tanky, it doesn't even matter to him. Alright, so now... let me see... triple dose of power, triple the turns. Oh, and, of course, add on a bit of taunt for extra insult to injury. Alright, now I'm ready. Oh my god, I think I can finish this right now. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the next one's gonna be... 3, 2, 1, 1. That is almost enough. Chompy, finish this. Oh, that felt good. Awesome. Didn't even have to use my Queen's Dinners. Oh, that was cool. Congratulations, you have successfully completed the Cave of Trials. It brings me joy that I can reward you with this. Take it. A team ribbon. Somehow increases teamwork. Is that a gift for Chompy? Random mode is now available. What? What do you mean random mode? Yeah, what? Oh! Hi there. I'll take those. Oh shoot, I'm actually carrying too much. Are you kidding me? Oh, it gave me my items back. I see, I see. Well, may as well eat one of them. Okay, okay. So what's this about a random mode? Ooh, hang on a minute. What was that? Highest damage in one turn, 46. Damn, that's good. Like, wow, that really shows the amount of depth that this game's strategy has. When your characters all have stats like, oh, 20 HP, 5 attack power, or less, maybe 1 defense, and you can rack up almost 50 damage a turn. In very special circumstances, granted, but that's still really, really amazing. Alright, so I saved because I wanted to ask what random mode is. I don't know what that means. Okay, okay, I see, I see. Well, I'm not actually going to complete this, but I see what it does now, so it's just a completely randomized Cave of Trials. Still, that's one heck of a challenge to try and accomplish. Going through 50 things without getting a chance to refresh your medals once. Like, you really gotta know what you're doing in order to make it through a gauntlet like that. Well, shoot, does that mean that I've done everything? Nope. I still haven't found all the medals. Hey, speaking of which, what were the medals that I just got anyway? I got TP Saver and at least one other thing that I don't remember what it is. TP Saver reduces TP cost by 1, costs 5. That might be worthwhile, especially in combination with, Life Cast. That could be interesting. What else do we have? I know I got something else, I just can't figure out where it is. Maybe it was a duplicate badge? Oh, right, I got Defense Exchange. And I think that's it. Yep, looks like it. So I guess I'll just head back to Bulgaria. Oh, you know what? I need to know if we can use the team ribbon on Chompy here, and I need to know what it does. Because I actually don't know anything about this. There it is, team ribbon. It's a lovely color, I must say. Now, what should I try this on? Yeah, maybe I'll just go fight that one seedling outside the town. I'm gonna try to guess what it does. I'm gonna guess that it's just a passive TP restoration effect that now is equipped on Chompy. Or maybe she'll get some kind of crazy new team attack? Who knows? Alright, she doesn't get any new options. I'm gonna try attacking. Oh! Now that's interesting. You restore 1 TP every time she attacks. So it's basically 1 point of TP regen every single turn. That's really good. And it's very, very debatable as to whether the increased damage or the TP regen is more worth it. I think that'll be very useful in Ruigi mode. But for now, like, what does that leave me with? Literally the only other thing I can think to do to achieve, you know, 100% completion is to get every badge. And that means grinding in the Termacade, which you guys don't want to see that. I've already played plenty of Might Knight. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits here for Bug Fables. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been a really, really enjoyable experience for me. I tell you what. I would honestly say that this game has surpassed Paper Mario, in my opinion. Just through the menu codes alone, it has way more replayability. It's got a really lovely collection of ways to build your characters up, both in terms of medals and in terms of stat distribution. And you know what I never got a chance to experiment with? The stat redistributor. Yeah. That weird, roach fella with the plague mask. I've seen a screenshot of it. It looks pretty funny, so before we go, I want to just demonstrate what happens when you change your stats around. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna need more money, aren't I? I don't have any potions. Wow, 75 berries for a stat conversion. Okay, apparently I was not quite prepared. I'm gonna be draining the rest of my bank for this episode. It's alright, I'm not gonna save after this. We are saveless, so I can burn as much money as I want to. Oh man, but when you look at things like the battle system and the character design, this game is just the polar opposite of modern Paper Mario in so many ways. Hey, if you like the new Paper Mario, I'm not gonna shame you for it. I think they did do a really good job at improving things since the dreaded days of Sticker Star. I will not forgive you for thinking that Sticker Star is a good game, but Color Splash, maybe. Origami King, sure, it has its moments. Its charms are limited in my book, but they're there. The point is that it's just not the kind of game that I want. This is the kind of game that I want forever and always. I'm never looking back from this. I'm gonna support the devs with everything that they come up with from now on. I heard that they are... All medals you have will be unequipped. Alright, fine. That's a big-ass syringe. Check your key items. What the fuck? Oh my god, he really did put every one of my stats into potions. Wow. Okay, so that increases the party's HP. That increases 1 HP. Golly, no wonder it was so expensive. That's just a flat, hey, you get to completely redistribute your stats however you want. That's amazing. Increases TP. Alright, so what about attack and defense? Can I yes! Wow, look at that, look at that! I had this much power this whole time. I can only convert Super HP potions, Super TP potions, or MP potions. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Well, that's too bad. I was really hoping that we would get another opportunity to redistribute points towards attack and defense, but this is okay. Yeah, that is fascinating. And a really, really cool way of doing things compared to the weird, shady, and kind of backwards methodology of the Chet Rippos. Shay Rippo? Chet Rippo? Whatever. From classic Paper Mario. Like, I like this guy a lot better. And I didn't even really get a chance to experiment with anything. I wonder if this works in Luigi mode. I wonder if you can use that to earn points towards your other stats, even though they're locked for the rest of the game. That would be interesting. Well, where does this leave me? I've got a lot of termicating to do in my spare time, but I'm not going to subject you guys to that right now. I'll just go ahead and reset. And, well, I guess now is the time when I try to pick what the next game to play is. Yeah. I was thinking of putting all this together in like a roulette wheel, but I really wanted to make like a roulette wheel that I could add images to. And I just couldn't find a good one. So instead, I guess I'll just go with, oh, what's that default one? Picker wheel. No wait, that's not it. Wheel Decide? Yeah, it's wheeldecide.com. This was what I Hate Everything used to determine what order he watched shitty movies with. So let me see here. I'll just get a little preview of the internet going. Whoa, what happened to the... What happened to it? I need to untransform it from the very beginning. Alright. By the way, I've had like a coloring tutorial open in a browser tab for the past, like, week. This Bishonen keeps greeting me every time I open my browser, and I'm like, okay, I'll get around to learning how to shade at some point or another, but not today, okay? Stop staring at me with that pretty hair of yours. Okay, so let's go ahead and enter in our choices, which will be, they're all going to be platformers. If you guys have any opinions on this, by the way, if there's a game that you really, really want to see me play from this list, by all means let me know, and we can just skip the roulette wheel, and I'll just go to that instead. It's basically a choice between 5 different platformers that I can't decide which one I want to play. And there's so many of them that I'm having trouble remembering them. Disclaimer, I have played Sonic Mania and New Super Mario Bros., but I have not once played Ukulele in the Impossible Layer, and I've never finished Wario Land. So those would be relatively fresh experiences for me. I should have some kind of music playing while I'm doing this. Let me see what kind of weird stuff I have to pick from. Let's try this. Alright, last one on the list is Mega Man 11, which up until recently, I completely forgot I had a physical copy of. Like, it's been sitting on my shelf and I've been waiting to live stream it. And yeah, that would be like perfect. Let's go ahead and bump that up a little bit. Alright, I am going to need some colors. Best way to get that done is to have a color picker. So I'll go ahead and use the one that it loaded up for me. We'll just use, like, how do you distinguish Sonic from Mega Man in terms of, like, shades of blue? How about we go for, like, a bold blue for Sonic? So that'll be, like, the second to last option. So 1, F2, BF2. And I'm gonna have to remember to copy all of this, because the last time I tried this, my browser crashed. And then for Mega Man, we'll go for more of a cyan feel, with a lot more, a lot less, what do you call it? Hue saturation. With less saturation. That's it. That's how you say that. Alright, so there's Mega Man's color for Wario Land. We'll just go with a big stanky yellow. FOE, F23. Ukulele, we'll go with green. So let's go 3, EF023. And finally, Super Mario, we'll of course go with red. And we'll just keep it in the same saturation range. Alright. And gonna go ahead and copy that. Alright, here we go. I don't see any opinions in the chat yet, so the wheel shall decide. Ready for this? It's time for the moment of truth. What is this mysterious game that I am going to live stream next? Now fate shall decide. You gotta be kidding me. And of course you remember Wario Land? Incredible, incredible. Well, it would appear that the wheel has spoken. I was kind of hoping to get to something on my Switch first, but you know what? Sure. Let's go for Wario Land. You know what? Best 2 out of 3. How about the first one that we hit twice? Of course, Wario Land will have a major advantage in that regard. The wheel has fucking spoken. It's gonna be Wario Land. Alright. Tell you what, let's pick a second game. Let's take Wario Land off the list. Because I know Wario Land is not gonna be enough to last me all through September. So we'll make this September's second live stream game. Alright, so what will I stream after Wario Land? So that means that this week Wario Land is going to happen. I'm gonna have to track it down and make sure I can actually play it, but yeah. Count on that either Wednesday or Tuesday. And what will I play in addition to that throughout September? Ukulele! Excellent. That's going to be a completely blind playthrough for me. I have, like, never seen beyond the first level or two. So I am keen on that. You know what? Since I did best 2 out of 3 for Wario, let's do the same here. First one I hit twice. That's what we go with. The wheel has spoken! Fate has decided it shall be Wario Land and Ukulele for the next month. Unless someone makes a really heartfelt case to me that they really want to see one instead of the other. Where's the Game Boy games on Nintendo Switch Online? We need those. Give me Link's Awakening. Give me Wario Land. Well, I kind of say we wrapped up a lot earlier than I expected. Should I go ahead and close the stream out now, or should I find some way to stall for a little bit? I do still have quite a lot of iced coffee left. Like, I barely drank any of it. You know what? Screw it. I'll save the rest of it for tomorrow. Hey, you know what? Since Wario's on the table, let me try a bit of Wario's Woods just for the hell of it. Yeah, sure, let's just wind down with this, because I Why is Wario giant? That's what I want to know. One of those weird spin-off games that for some reason features Toad. I don't remember what the main game is. Jumped around, select game type, A. Yeah, let's just start from the beginning, because I don't really remember how this game works. Let's see. Toad has incredible strength. He can pick up a stack of any size. I don't know what the gold is for. Oh, that lets you pick up one at a time, I see. Okay, and the coins do in fact disappear, so make sure you're on top of that. Alright, kind of a weird thing here is that Toad is perfectly capable of running up, like, 90-degree slopes. And it's, like, not a problem for him. True story, I did not even know that this game fucking existed until I found it as a part of Nintendo's, no, Animal Crossing's, what do you call it? Animal Crossing's thingamahoosin'. Animal Crossing's collection of... Wait, what? Eh? How does diamonds work? I guess we're about to find out. Huh. I don't know how diamonds work. But yeah, I don't know if this is common knowledge or not, but, yeah, Animal Crossing, for some strange reason... oh, that's how you do that. B? Oh, jeez, I'm messing it up. I'm messing it up real bad. Okay, I don't think you can lift things directly from underneath Toad. Good to know. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Wario's here. I don't really know what he does. Oh, he shoulder bashes the thing and the swamp comes down. Gotcha. I think him showing up also took away from the maximum number of coins that I could have gotten. There we go. Apparently, pressing down causes everything to accelerate, and I don't think I want that. This is a weird puzzle game. But that probably goes without saying. I mean, it features Toad, Birdo, and Wario. Why is Birdo here? That's what I don't get. Sure. There we go. Oh, you don't even have to press the other button in order to... Oh. Well, that just happened. There we go. Alright, there we go. That's how you drop things directly below you. Ha! You know, it does make some amount of sense to have Wario show up. Because he's like, after the money. So when he shows up, you automatically lose one of your coins. That's something that he stole. It's all part of his money-making game. Let's play money-making game. Ooh, here we go. Here's a tricky little combo that you can pull off. There we go, there we go. I cannot pick up the diamond. So what can I do? No, okay. Not what I meant to do, but it works. Ooh, I got it. Ooh, there we go. I noticed that my coin counter reset at some point or another, and I don't really understand why. No, that's not what I meant to do. There we go, that's what I meant to do. There we go. There we almost go. Yeah! Now all I need is to... Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. What are you doing here? Go home or be crushed! Yeah, I remember that part. I remember that Wario gets progressively larger. For reasons unknown. Can't reach. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. And with this, I can use a diamond as an explosive. Right. That's a thing that I tend to forget about. Alright, well, I've almost got it. Gotta wait for a pink bomb now. Come on, any day now. There we go. Ooh, that's a lot of money. I don't know, maybe that was just the... Nope. I have idea, but... for it to work... There we go, very nice. Nope, not what I meant to do, but that works. Ah, that was interesting, but not what I needed. Oh shoot. Tell you what, I can make this work. I just need... There we go, chain reaction, baby! Oh, wait. Oh, he's spawning in monsters now! Uh-oh. Okay, that is definitely cause for concern. Well, thankfully, he goes away eventually. But with every single time he brings that wall down, gives you less and less reaction time. Already starting off with something a little bit tricky. Trying to make it to where... Ah, there we go. Almost. There we go! Yeah! Yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna do them, like, in pairs. And then you go here, and you go here, and you go here. Alright, we're good. Just gotta run up, grab this, and drop it down. There we go, yeah! I bet you could speedrun this game if you got good enough at it. Hello, you didn't have to be at work until 11 p.m. today, praise be. Oh, hello there. I regret to inform you that you missed all of Bug Fables. I'm kind of just doing this weird Wario's Woods thing because, and this is true, I set my next game to play up on a roulette wheel, this one, and immediately it picked Wario Land as the next game for me to play. I'm not starting on it today, but the wheel has spoken. That is what I shall play. And then I went and asked it, oh, what's the game I should play after that? And it chose Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. So that will come at a later date. I don't think I'm doing this good. Never mind, there we go. I'm doing it real good. There we go. I can do this. I can do this. Not what I meant to do. Yeah, when it's Wario time, nobody wins. Because more enemies start dropping down and it takes longer and longer. Ah, you coward, give me what I need. You know what? This ain't too bad of a game. Again, the first place I experienced this weird game was in Animal Crossing, of all things. Because for some reason there was like a secret archive of NES games that made it into Animal Crossing on the... Oh, these guys take 2 hits. Animal Crossing on the GameCube. If you had the right codes, or if you were really goddamn lucky, then you yourself could be the proud owner of an NES console that you could drop down in your home and just play a couple of NES games. They had like Ice Climber, Balloon Fight, even Super Mario Brothers, I think, in the Japanese version at least. Oh shoot, it didn't work. There we go. There we go. That's the best I can do. As long as I get it done eventually, it'll be fine. Although I must say, it does get a bit tricky. It is kind of cool how they incorporate elements of action into this puzzle game. Like, if you're skillful enough, you can do some pretty interesting things, some very interesting tricks. Oh god, that's a lot of pinkies. Ugh, stop it. By the time this is... God damn it. I got bamboozled. Alright, here we go. Now I just need to drop that here. There we go. I hear that there's a Super Nintendo version of this game out there somewhere. And it's even stranger because there's a story mode with original characters that are not Wario. And I don't really know what to make of it. It's just bizarre. I can barely remember. I remember reading about it in Nintendo Power once or something. There was like a mermaid, there was some kind of weird ghost. There's like a pumpkin-headed guy. Couple of monsters. It felt very Puyo Puyo-ish, if you will. Oh my god, that's like all the colors real challenge is getting them to drop fast enough. Yeah. Oh, too late. Oh, I just now noticed there's, rules on the side of the screen there. Like, I noticed next to the different enemy types, at least I think it's rules? Yeah, you'll notice that, like, next to the little blobby guys, it's got a little arrows. I don't know if those were there before. And these guys, I don't really know what's up with them. Maybe they take 2 colors to break? I don't know. Maybe if I hit them in a different way, they'll get destroyed faster. So, like, if I set up, Nope. Gotta hit him with 2, no matter what. Alright, quickly. There we go. You know, I at least want to make it to the next cutscene. I want to see how big Wario gets. I know. There we go. And now... not quite what I meant, but that's alright. Here comes Wario! Man, it's so strange that this is, like, specifically based off of Mario Brothers 2 Toad. It's got, like, the exact same animations, same, strategy to beating enemies. Kinda. Oh, there he is. Don't underestimate me. I'll get you yet, Toad. Oh, that was it. I was waiting for him to get bigger. Cause, like, yeah, no joke. Let me see if I can find, like, the Spriter's resource on this or something. Actually, you know what? While I'm at it, let me look up the Super Famicom version of this game. So that I can, like, be reminded of all the weird boss enemies that were in here. Yeah, here we go. We got a whole list right here. We have a mermaid, a knight named Carlton, an imp, a cyclops, Harley Q, just a little jester clown, Jevil from Deltarune, a rabbit, a monster with a magician's outfit, just a lizard, Gossamer from Looney Tunes, Monsieur Boo with a French beret. I don't know. Parador, Razor. Half of these look like Earthbound enemies. Sam Spook with a plain-ass green pumpkin on his head. Sven. Where have I seen this guy before? This little fuzzball with, like, a Viking helmet. I know I've seen him somewhere before. Hang on a minute. This is bothering me. Let me see if I can find, like, a characters list for this anime I have in mind. It's not Karibo. It's not Karibo from Yu-Gi-Oh! I am thinking of a character from, the Kirby anime. Kirby, right back at ya. Maybe he'll be listed under minor characters? He was kind of just a one-shot dude. Oh god, there's no pictures. I'm gonna have to try and remember his name. Gengu, Spikehead, no. Iru, Takori, no. Knuckle Joe, no. Kabu, Kitsu. Kitsu, that's gotta be short for Kitsune. Nope, it's actually a woodpecker. God damn it. Kit Cosmos? For some reason, Kit Cosmos. That's it! That's him! It's this fucking guy. It's just a fuzzball with a hat and, like, a bamboo sword or maybe a bow and arrow. Where did this guy come from? Oh, hang on a minute. I might actually have an answer here. Yeah, apparently in the Kirby anime, there was just a collection of star warriors, of whom Kit Cosmos, I suppose, was one. Look at this guy right here. Something about that little mask and the hat and the little rapier, I don't know, looks real familiar. It's just a chain of memories today, isn't it? Look at this guy up top with the star and the mustache, the star mustache. Oh, that's stylish. And again, it reminds me of something I've seen somewhere else. Kind of reminds me of, Bobbery from Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Down, down. Yep, we're already desynced. So, I've identified that the problem with my Elgato desyncing lies exclusively between the Elgato unit and my PC. Which, I don't really know what that means. But, like, if I were to just listen to the audio from my television, there would be absolutely no desync. Actually, let me see if I can prove that real quick. So, I'll test the desync now. Down, 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 down. There's like half a second of delay. I'm gonna mute it now. And now I'm just gonna turn up the volume on my monitor, and you'll hear for yourself. So, down, 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 down. You might not even be able to hear it too much, because it's, like, perfectly in sync. So I really gotta figure out what's up with that. It's a recurring problem, and it happens even when I'm not live streaming. Like, if I just have Elgato up running, even if I'm completely offline, OBS... Maybe it's a problem with OBS. But I'm updated to the latest version. I'm not sure what else I could do. And as far as I'm aware, all of my options are where they need to be. Like, they're perfectly in tune with what I am capturing. I don't know what the problem is. But I have a place to investigate. Maybe something's up with my HDMI cable or something. I don't know. Alright, so... Little thing for anyone that doesn't know, I have been awake for a fairly long time today. I tried to sleep earlier, and it just didn't work out, so I've kind of just been running off of, like, 2 hours of sleep over the past 24 hours. And I am ready to have a rest. I am quite tired, and I've decided I don't want any more of this iced coffee. I'm good. I'll just drink water for the rest of the night. As a parting gift from me to you, let me show you how big Wario can get. That's not actually a good size comparison. Hang on. Even better, what if I just pull up all the cutscenes from Wario's Woods on the Super Nintendo? It'd be great if I could find, like, all of them so that I could see, like, the personalities of all the enemies, but... I don't know, is this NES footage, or... Yeah, that's NES footage, okay. About the best I can find is, like, long plays. Oops. Well, I'll try it anyway. Nintendo Power Previews. Versus Computer, full playthrough. Part 1. Yeah. Ah, that's too bad. Well, fine. I'll just load up a long play and show y'all anyway. Obey me, Wario! Oh god, that's loud. Alright, yeah, this will be a decent enough point to start off from. It's just so baffling to me that this game exists, let alone that it got ported to the Super Nintendo. With this chirpy-ass music. Alright, show me the cutscenes. Wherever they are. That appears to be versus mode. Hey, there's the little fuzzball we were talking about. What are they doing? Oh, do you actually, like, fight them side by side? Oh, interesting. That is indeed interesting. Well, there's the mermaid. I seem to remember in at least one translation she was just known as Mad. Like, that was just her name. Maybe it was supposed to be short for maid, and they just didn't have enough letters for it, but yeah, Mad the Mermaid. A character that exists in a Wario game, I don't know. That was a Rotodisc. Hold on a minute. Can I see that again? What was that, like, chain reaction that sent, like, a thing to the other side? I'm not seeing it again. That... Toad just jumps at the screen whenever you win. Oh god, and you have to win 3 times in a row in order for it to count. What a way to pad out your game. Alright, I want to see Monsieur Boo. I want to see what his personality is, even though it's probably just gonna be, you know, some bland generic, oh, I bet you can't beat me! Here's my challenge, see if you can match it! The real fun starts here! The number of combinations is endless! I'm a ghost, but that doesn't really matter. It only gets tougher. Why bother including all these unique designs if they're not gonna say anything different from one another? It almost feels like they're trying to give you tutorials or something. Also, isn't that Charizard's name in Japanese? Rizardon? That ain't no Charizard. Oh, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I guess Wario doesn't appear very often in this game mode. Okay, random witch. The Lost Tuhu character. I'm a lady, and ladies first isn't just a polite remark. I will do everything in my power to defeat you! It's just also bland and forgettable. There's just nothing to it. I can't imagine ever sitting down and playing this game to completion. Here's the Looney Tunes character. With a big-ass nose. You have been impressive, but now it begins. Instantaneous decisions will be necessary. That is not how that character talks. Know this, my abilities are unmatched. Can you imagine if the walking fuzzball from Looney Tunes talked like that? You can't. It's impossible. It is literally impossible for that character to speak in that manner. Alright, then there's a Magician Rabbit. Then there's... Oh! Went too far. I missed Wario. There's Wario's Stained Glass Cathedral. Which is a thing that I didn't realize existed until now. Well, since I've come this far, I may as well see the ending of this stupid game. I grow weary of waiting for you. This is the end of the line for you, Toad. In the NES game, he keeps, like, diminutively referring to Toad as Shroom. Like, it's supposed to be some kind of insult, like, it's the end of the line for you, Shroom. Look at that Wario sprite. Oh, bare minimum effort was put into that. Hey, at least the thwomps are finally blue. Oh, here's the credits. Remember all these fantastic, wonderful, memorable characters? Church of War. Oh, I missed all these comments in the chat. Sorry about that. Alright, show me... This is basically the lineup of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Which I would... That is one very sad Wario. probably Robotnik's main bit. The fuck kind of ending message is this? That is a painful wall of text to look at. You have beaten all of your opponents. Now you have the opportunity to play against the same opponents, but it will be more difficult for you than in the previous matches. You are ready for this since... Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I just thought of something. Oh god, please tell me this is what I think it is. Congratulations! You have beaten all of your opponents. You now have the opportunity to play against the same opponents, but it will be more difficult for you than in the previous matches, which is to say that the attempts that you have made so far will be in vain because the attempts that you will make in the future will be much more difficult. You are not ready for this, since you have made it this far. To access the special modes like Versus Calm, then hold left on the control pad and press start at the same time. Give this tough new challenge a try. It worked better in my head. Hey, thinking of Powerpuff Girls, I hear that there's a live-action movie in the works, based on the Powerpuff Girls. How do you guys think that's gonna go, huh? Food for thought. I guarantee you the instant a promotional image comes out for this film, we're gonna have the exact same reaction to it as we did the first picture of the Sonic film. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 2020. It's gonna be the exact same reaction, and everyone's gonna freak out about it, and then the studio's gonna spend like $1 bajillion reworking it. Yeah, it's gonna be this, but times 3. Because, you know, 3 Powerpuff Girls. How the fuck do you take the Powerpuff Girls and turn that into a live-action thing? The girls have designs that are as cartoonishly unrealistic as you can get. If they try to CG that shit, it will not end well. It just won't. It's impossible. It is impossible for them to do a live-action film and try to make CG Powerpuff Girls. Ugh. 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 Gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Ugh. No, the best that they can hope for is to cast actual, like, women in the role of the Powerpuff Girls, and just... At that point, they won't even be girls anymore, will they? They're not gonna hire child actors for this. I guarantee you they won't. Every angle I approach this from ends in disaster. How the fuck did they greenlight this idea? Well, best case scenario, at least it won't be the Powerpuff Girls reboot again. And it's another one of those nights where I have a friend in the chat very late in the night, and I don't have much left to talk about. Well, I do have stuff to talk about. What I meant to say was I don't have much to play over, because I finished. Like, Bug Fables, it's done. I have a Ruigi game file open, but I'm gonna play that on my own time. Even if they go with the designs for the Powerpuff Girls Z anime, it wouldn't be much better. Ooh, well, that's a better idea. But even then, yeah, Western filmmakers don't have a very good track record of, you know, adapting anime characters into live-action roles. I think I only need to show you, like, one image to remind you of what I'm talking about. This is gonna, like, rouse some PTSD in some of y'all, but remember this? The legend come to... Oh my god, that's a real phrase. I thought that was just Joel, like, being funny whenever he says that, but that was the actual tagline they went with for Dragon Ball Evolution. The legend come to life. I can't fucking believe it. I can't even recognize these characters. Who's the old man in the top right? that supposed to be Master Roshi? I refuse to believe it. For all I know, that could be Piccolo. That's a discussion for another time. I will probably bring up that film. I will probably, like, pirate that film in preparation for playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on this stream someday. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but probably next year I will live stream that game, and I will probably bring up that film again. And it will be weird, and it will be awkward, and it's going to be terrible for some of you. If you need some random game in the background, Fall Guys is very popular. These games, yeah, but it's not on Switch. I can't play it, it's not on Switch. I don't even think it's... Is it on PC, at least? Let me check real quick. Oh, come on, Steam. You were begging me to check out these hot new games just a few minutes ago. Where are you now? Where are you when I'm actually looking for you? So yeah, let me just do a quick search and see if it's here. If it's not on the front page, which it's I was about to say which it's not, but I stand corrected. Yeah, Fall Guys is on PC. I don't know why I thought it wasn't. But fine. Massive online pandemonium. You know, for 20 bucks, that's fair. That's fair. I might check it out someday. It's harmless, goofy fun. Why not? Although, part of me kind of worries about drawing in the wrong crowd for live streaming like a popular game. PS4 and Steam, probably Xbox as well. It's free for PS Plus users this month. Ah, gotcha. I'm sure that a Switch release is in the works. They probably have to, like, work out a lot of licensing, you know, fine details and what have you, but I'm sure it's coming. It's just too perfect for the Switch. If they can put Fortnite and, like, Smite and shit on the Switch, might as well put Fall Guys. What have they got to lose? What have they got to lose? Alright, but I do need to go pretty soon. I need to go ahead and get some rest for tonight so that I can go on a little rafting adventure tomorrow. I'll tell you guys all about it, either tomorrow or Wednesday night, and on that same day, I will begin playing Wario Land. I didn't think it was going to happen this soon, but that's where we are. Fall Guys on PC has a bit of a hacker's problem. A lot of streams you've seen of it had cheaters on them. Oh yeah, didn't that show up in Video Game Donkey's video about it? There was just some guy in a pineapple outfit just floating. He wins by default. Ah, whatever, it's all in good fun. It's not like intensive battle royale where you have to be number one, but yeah. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me when you could. I hope to see you again sometime soon. And until then, I will say goodbye. Have a good night. And don't let the bed bugs bite. Which is a joke I really should have used while I was actually playing Bug Fables, but hindsight's 20/20.